Hey everyone. So this new survey came out, um, and I'm pretty disappointed. It seems like the people who participated in this survey want a lot of changes in the game. And you know what? If that represents most people, that's fine. I want a refund, and I won't be playing it. I'll be playing the old version. I'm fine with that. Um, so let's see what people want. Apparently, I didn't get this survey. Um, at the end here, I think it says the majority of Diablo 2 fans want to see the most of the survey. That's pretty relative. I mean, Blizzard's been known for kind of being a shisty company, pretty manipulative. So, um, should the stash base be increased? Yes, it's changing the game quite a bit. Just keep it to what it was in LOD. I forget how big that was, but I think people want, yeah, they want 10 by 10. That's pretty big. That changes a lot of decision making and charm space. Your end game character will have like a crap load of charms, and stats will be. I mean, imagine having 8 by 6. Just have it like, let's say, imagine having that much more P-combs, 40 life or P-combs. It's uh, it's a big change in small charms with that too. Should there be a separate inventory for charms? So not only do they want more inventory space, they want a more than that with charm space. Stash space. Okay, stash space is different, but it's the same thing because yes, but only in combination with separate charms. Only work in that inventory. Whatever. People want to change the game, and it's retarded. Should rooms and gems be stackable? Yes. I mean, this is another thing. It changes the game. It makes the time and ease of picking things up. Like it makes everything cheaper and hard and easier to do. The easier things are, the more things get inflated. Um, and less, the less, the longevity actually goes down with that because people get bored faster. They go through the content faster. They get their items faster, and everything just gets boring. I mean, the opposite to that is that everything's too hard and everything gets boring. But I think everything was perfect the way it was before. So I would vote no on that. Unlimited ammo. I mean, this is kind of ammo wasn't never even really a problem with me. I mean, I would never really run out of ammo that often. You just put a few extra in your stash. But these people want to break the realism of the game by just making unlimited ammo, like PoE or something. I mean, there's something that adds to the uniqueness of the game when you have like a quiver filled with a certain amount of arrows and not just arrows you pull out of your asshole. Should there be minor spell balancing to make useless spells more viable? This is a big one because you're actually changing the spells. You're changing the gameplay in a pretty deep way. And 70% of people want this. I mean, who the hell is voting for this? I mean, people who probably play Diablo 3. They probably just sent this to people who play Diablo 3. Maybe people who play mods like this kind of stuff, but aren't they gonna let you do mods anyway? Just play your mods. But they want everyone else to play their mods. I mean, whatever. I mean, if this is actually what most people want, fine. I just won't buy the game. Should there be minor mercenary balances to make useless bad mercenaries valuable? Another thing, you're changing the game. Yes, the Act 3, maybe even the Act 5 mercenaries are completely useless, but it's part of the game. Why change it? And they're still going to be useless. I'll tell you what, there's nothing you could do to make them good unless you make them ridiculous. You should boost up their stats ridiculously or something. Should there be some minor item and rune word balancing to make useless of bad items? And another thing, you're changing items and rune words. Changing the game. Why don't we just make all the items good? Just make them all equally good. Some utopian dream. 6-month ladders. I was actually surprised that more of these people would have not voted. I mean, it's if they voted this much on that, then why aren't they voting this much on this? Um, but it still won out. The funny part is that you'll have this group of people here that probably voted in this camp too. So not only do they want shorter ladders, but they also want the non-ladder rune word drop restriction to be removed. This is a big deal for me because it was a big part of the game. I remember when I first played, I was like, why can't I make rune words on my non-ladder thing? And I was pissed at first, but then it actually motivated me to play ladder. And I was like, you know what, that's actually kind of cool. Like, you have your non-ladder PvP character who has all these drops, that you've collected, and you need to play ladder to attain those items. And in non-ladder, ladder items are much more valuable. So you lower the value of everything. You change the market value of everything. Um, make the game easier. If this happened, I mean, what's the point of playing ladder? I just wouldn't play it, and I probably wouldn't even play the game. I would get bored. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I play it less. It would give me less of an incentive to play the game or play ladder. Just go through the whole rigmarole. Should the player X command to increase player drops? Now this is ridiculous. I'm guessing I was confused at first what this was, but I think I get it. You type in players X to increase the drops, the XP and drops. So the only time XP and drops would increase is if other players would join the game, and because I mean if you had 8 players and it was the same difficulty as, let's say, one player would be in the game, then everyone would just fly through the game. So they made the game harder, and they also added increased XP and drops in the monster when you kill monsters. So the monsters are harder to kill, but they're also um, more XP drops, and you have other players apparently who help you or not. But they just want you to be able to do it. Like you can go in a solo game and be like, oh, blah, 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 I want this. That changes the game. I never even thought of this, and I don't know why they would. I don't know who brought this up, but it's a disgusting idea. And a big part of the game was getting into. I mean, you're just going to totally remove the social aspect of the game, even though there wasn't much of it. There was this kind of like quasi-social aspect where you had to find. I remember what I would do when I was farming. When I would farm items, a lot of the time, um, I mean, a lot of what people do is they buy a bunch of CD keys and they just have like 8 CD keys, and then you could get into an 8 player game. See, that's another thing is that you'd have to pay for all these CD keys to actually get into a full game, and most people wouldn't bother doing that, so it makes it harder. Um, Makes it more rare to find an 8 player game where you can just farm monsters. I remember I would enter bail runs where the full it was like a full game bail runs, and I would just do Chaos Sanctuary by myself with my Hammerden or whatever, kill Mephisto, and do a Trav run um, on my own because my my HDN was strong enough to do it full game by himself. And you get a good amount of drops. But you'd actually have to find the games. You have to do the work. You have to put in the work to find the games. And this you just do it with a few typed clicks of a button and you get it. It just cheapens the game. It just there's less know-how. It feels like Diablo 3. Should there be an optional monitorized spell hotkey system? Another change in the game. I don't even like the new UI. It looks the crap. The old UI looks so much better. And now they want to modernize a spell hotkey system like Diablo 3 or something. The old one is fine. Why change it? Should there be an in-game rune word to Roger Troop? This is not necessary, and you can just alt tab and find it yourself. Why even bother time with this? And it also deviates from the original game. It's ruins the nostalgia again. Should there be an optional loot filter to make certain item drops? This is another one that's a pretty big deal that most people don't understand is that it's a skill to have to press alt. I remember going in cow levels. There would just be crap everywhere, just crap everywhere. And I remember when they didn't even, when runes were they weren't red. They weren't like when you craft an item, the item shows on the floor kind of red. Um, I remember it was one of the rarest colors you'd see before they changed runes to it. But now, after a while, enough people complain that because they used to be white, like runes used to be a white color. When you pressed Alt, it would be like all the other crap that you see that are white items. And it took a real skill to actually look and to pay attention to. I mean, you have to read every little. You have to sift through, scan the items on your screen when you press Alt, especially on those cow levels where runes would drop quite actually a bit. Um, You actually have to scan it, and it's a skill to scan it and to click it really fast. But then they changed it to red lettering, which I mean, whatever, it's okay. But even that, it still takes skill to sift through everything. I mean, um, I don't really. I mean, a good player wouldn't even need this because all items are actually all colored of items are actually important. Because you need socket, you need to get white items to socket. I mean, vortex shields, all kinds of things, all kinds of like cryptic axe for your mercenary, archon plate. So this is just silly. It lowers the bar. We're just lowering the bar for these retards. And should there be a kill tracker where you see how often you kill the boss? This is just Diablo 3-esque. Wow, this is just so frustrating. I want a refund for this game. I don't even want to play it because I have a feeling they're going to implement all this crap. They're going to implement all this crap, and not even address the issues of how bad the character designs are and how the Amazon looks uglier than Donald Trump in Meg Griffin's body. Should there be an option to toggle showing ground loot so you don't have to press alt? Yeah, this is another one where you're trying to be like PoE or something. Just press the alt button. Stop lowering the bar. Should there be an option additional tooltips? I'm pissed off they even added tooltips in max rolls and stats. Just fucking go press alt tab and go on the website. You don't need all this. I don't want this crap on my screen. I don't want people shouldn't be able to so easily find things. People need people. There's a certain it cheapens the feeling. Like imagine all the people that have the knowledge of this already in the back of their head, and it just is just for noobs. Just makes it easier for new people or people who don't really people who played Diablo 2 when they were a kid and then they started playing World of Warcraft or Diablo 3 and now they want to play this again. This is for them, you know? People would know that a Nagel ring is a perfect Nagel ring would be a 30 if they played the game enough. Should they at some point add more endgame content like Pandemonium Event? You know, I'd be down for this at some point. What does at some point mean? We shouldn't even be asking these questions right now. Just finish the game. And yeah, maybe you can add something way later when eventually people are going to get bored. People get bored of everything. And you can add some kind of, I don't know. This is also, you can add some kind of new torch or anti-system. Who's balancing all this? Who's coming up with these ideas? I mean, the people who came up with these ideas back in the day were competent people. The people that are going to come up with this new content are going to be um, retards. So I'm actually against this, even though I'm not against it, but you get my point, is that it's going to end up bad anyway. They should at some point new items and rune words and Roger Crew recipes. Not only is this diverging from the original game, but it's also these items and rune words and recipes are going to be created by people who are incompetent and who probably are incompetent and won't even add good items and good balances. It's just going to be one of these things where in Diablo 3 every patch there's a balance and it's just going to be crap. It's going to be crap. Should there be an optional personal loot option? Oh my, this is like one of the worst. Everybody gets their own loot. This should have been 100% no. But thankfully at least it was there. Even though if they follow the survey, they're not going to have personal loot. I won't buy the game. I mean, it's already ruined by everything else. But this is a definitely. If they did this, I I mean, I still wouldn't buy the game. Should there be additional easier way to respec? No. Okay. Surprisingly, surprisingly, people want it. It's already easy to respec. You get 3 freaking respecs. Ladder reset. You get 3 freaking respecs for normal Nightmare in Hell, and you get tokens. What more do you want? I even think I like the token idea, it was cool, but I even think that's a little too lenient in a way. Just build a new character. Just fucking level up a new character. I wish there were no respecs, but whatever. Should you be able to open the cow level after killing the Cow King? Yeah, this is funny. Moo. Muh, yes, yeah. Muh. I disagree. You kill the Cow King, she's done. You can't make a new thing. That's just the way it should be. And there's a reason why the creators made it that way is because there's something unique about that. Who cares if some troll kills your Cow King? It's kind of funny. Um, it's just the way it is. It's part of the game. It's part of the, in life, if I had everything I wanted in life, I mean, I think, uh, I think if you gave a person everything they wanted in life, I think they actually hate themselves and they hate the world. So there's certain, restrictions and just the story. I mean, you kill the Cow King and then you can't come back. You can't create a new portal. There's something unique about that. Should need a talk portal stay open after completing the quest? Um, I'm kind of like I don't care, but I would say no because you're changing the game. Let me think about that. And that portal, I think. What was the use of that portal? Was it to get to? How can I not remember? I haven't played this in a while, but I remember using that portal to get to Pendleskin and do Pendle runs. Uh, Pendle runs were great because you just go in the portal, kill a super unique, and just leave because you drop some stuff and you can kill a super unique within 30 seconds. Um, but I forget if that was the way you can get into the to get the key of was it key of terror? No, I think it was a key of destruction or something. Um, I forget, but it's just let's not even bother. I would say no. Um, yeah. So I guess that's it. So Diablo 2 is gonna suck, and let's see. These these people on the forums. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people in the forums, including myself, are against it, and some are for. It's hard to tell what the ratio is on the forums, but yeah, a lot of people are on my side here. We actually, this guy's being pretty ironic, so I have to read the thing. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with quietness, but I think this guy is on my side. Infinite arrows and bolts, please. Please. Anyway, just want to talk about this survey and how I'll be refunding the game. And if they comes out with the game and it's actually good and they don't do all this crap to it, then I'll buy it again. Anyway, peace.